This video is going to be a review of the Xbox Series S, and I'm going to be answering the question, is it worth the price? But before we use the dentist system to bag the girl of our dreams, I've got a question for you. That question is, what are the two biggest selling points of the Xbox Series S? Comment your answer down below. If you don't know, don't worry, because I'll be revealing the answer later on in the video. Just stay tuned. Let's get into it. Here's how I use the Xbox Series S. I got the Xbox in May 2021. And the main reason I got the Xbox Series S is because I couldn't get hold of a PS5. Also, I wanted a chance to try out the Game Pass service because I had seen that, on Twitter, online, and all over the internet, and it intrigued me. It looked like a great deal and I wanted to be part of it. And there were some games exclusive to Xbox that I really wanted to play, like State of Decay. That was pretty much the main one. I really wanted to play State of Decay. Since getting the Xbox, it's become my main console, mainly because of the faster loading times than my PS4 and the large catalog included in Game Pass. As someone who's always working, I only play my Xbox twice a month, if that, maybe even once a month if we're being real. So I'm going to be approaching this review as someone who's a casual gamer who doesn't really have a lot of time to play games, but someone who wants a next-gen console. Quick update, was gonna add this in a pinned comment, but it was such a big deal that I thought I needed to include it in the video. I previously mentioned that I hardly play the Xbox Series S, and that has changed dramatically very, very recently because I realized that I could play my Xbox Series S using remote play on my tablet while doing cardio on the treadmill. So while walking on an incline, I can play games. You can't play first-person shooters and Halo and stuff like that. I wouldn't suggest doing that because it's just not going to work out for you. I have found some great games that I can play, generally third-person action games that really make it super easy to just play, do cardio, get lost in playing the game, do so much cardio, and not even worry about it, because beforehand hated cardio. Now I'm looking forward to it because I know I get to play games on Xbox. And this is also great for me because now I can feel like I'm being productive while I'm also playing games, which was a big deal for me and was a big reason why I wasn't playing games that much very recently. So if you're into fitness or maybe you're just into gaming and whatnot, get a treadmill and use remote play. Now I have tried the PS4 remote play and that didn't work on my Amazon Fire HD. The Xbox Series S did. However, there were a few issues, so I did get a new tablet since, and everything works pretty well on there, both the PS4 and the Xbox. So I'm unsure if this is a hit in the corner of Xbox to say, yeah, they're doing great with the remote play stuff, but I have found it a very smooth experience that has been very, very enjoyable and has kept me on the treadmill and allowed me to play more games. I've even actually bought a few games due to this, and I'm not just using the Game Pass games. So yeah, it's another great aspect of the Xbox Series S, and it's made it even more of a worthwhile decision to grab it. Let me send you back to the past. Time to get into the review categories. Is it easy to use? Yes. The interface is slick and easy enough to customize, although I haven't customized my homepage at all. But the big standouts here are these features. Number one, quick resume. This feature allows you to suspend the games you're playing. I'm not sure on the limit, but I think the limit's around 5 different games you can suspend at the same time. This means you can switch between games and apps really, really quickly. Basically no loading. It's kind of like having different tabs in the background. This is an amazing feature. You can pause the game, turn your Xbox off, turn it back on, and it will load up that game really, really fast. You don't need to go through the title screen. You don't need to wait for it to load. It's just so swift to get into playing your game again. This is great for someone like myself who doesn't want to waste a lot of time when they're playing games, and also great for someone who plays a lot of games because it's just easier to get back into it and you're going to save a bunch of time. You can leave a game paused for a week and come back and it will still be there. Like, it's more amazing than I thought it was gonna be. Let's say that. It really makes it feel like you're playing a next-gen console. Second up is quick loading times. Loading times are just way faster than PS4. Games generally don't take more than 10 seconds to load. This again saves a bunch of time and makes the purchase feel worth it because of all the time I'm saving. Next gen is really just selling convenience at this point, where we don't have a lot of next gen games, although Halo's multiplayer just released in beta, so that does add another selling point to getting an Xbox Series S and Forza Motorsport and all that sort of stuff. But really, there's no real games that I've played that I'm like, wow, this is next gen. I couldn't have played this on my PS4. But the convenience, that's next gen. And most importantly, to be fair, Game Pass. Now, Game Pass is available on the Xbox One, but why would I buy that since the Xbox Series S is out? It just doesn't make sense. And of course, next gen is out, so I want a next gen console, of course. Technically, Game Pass is another purchase on top of the base Xbox, but I got 3 months free when I bought the Xbox, so I'm kind of including it in there. And in my opinion, if you're buying an Xbox Series S, you should buy Game Pass as well. Like, Game Pass should be a given if you're buying the Xbox Series S. It should be your Game Pass console. Game Pass gives you access to a catalog of games that'll make your backlog cry. Like, your backlog is gonna last a very long time with this catalog of games. There are a bunch of great games that you can download. I downloaded Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I think it's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That was like the first couple games that I downloaded, including State of Decay and Crackdown 3. I still haven't finished it just because I haven't had the time and I just haven't gone back to it. And there's so many other games I want to play as well. Like, every single month, it seems, they're releasing more games that I want to play on Game Pass. It's so hard to keep up as someone who's super busy and doesn't have a lot of time to play games. It's like every time I look around, there's new games for me to play, and the deal is just amazing. The amount of games that I didn't have to buy that I would have happily spent my money on is large. There's no doubt in my mind that Game Pass is the best deal in gaming right now. And Xbox didn't pay me for that, it's just the facts. Just having access to Game Pass was worth the price of admission for me. I've got to say that. Who's it for? This is an interesting question. The Xbox Series S is a conduit into Game Pass for me. That's the value proposition that I see. So even if you want to grab a PS5 as your main next-gen console, it makes sense to grab an Xbox Series S to give you access to the Xbox exclusives and Game Pass. And that's what I would have done if I was able to get access to the PS5. Although it's super hard to get a PS5 unless you want to pay scalpers and whatnot, and there's just not enough games out to make that worth it for me personally. But the fact is, all the free gaming experiences that you get with Game Pass quickly outmatch the price of the console and the subscription price. The amount of new games that we get when they're released on day one is crazy. Like, it's crazy. This is a great system for casual gamers like me and hardcore gamers who want to keep their game costs low, because you can get through a bunch of games with Game Pass and save a bunch of money doing so. You can also try games that you're not really super comfortable buying, but you want to see if it's a good game. You can also use an external hard drive to save a bunch of games in your library, so you can hop in and play a large selection of games whenever you want. However, newer games and games that are optimized for the Xbox Series S cannot be played off your external hard drive. They need to be played off the internal memory, and that's limited. I believe it's like 500 gigs. It might be 1 terabyte. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I should have checked this before, but it doesn't matter. You can Google this, man. You can Google that sort of stuff. You can Google specs. This ain't what you're here for. You're here for the experience. That's what I'm talking about, the experience, not the specs. In light of that, you can expect to install about 6 games to your console. That's more useful information than knowing how much memory it's got, right? But everything moves fast with the console, meaning installing new games won't take forever if you've got a good internet connection, so you can kind of switch out games that you're playing. Sometimes it'll take like an hour or two, but it's a small price to pay for the access to the Game Pass catalog, to be fair. So this isn't such a big con. And you can also buy external hard drive space with the external card hard drive that will give you 1 terabyte of memory and allow you to play those newer games if you're willing to spend another £200. And that's basically the price of the console again, for 1 terabyte of memory. It doesn't seem like a good value proposition to me, because I bought my external hard drive for like £120, and that has 4 terabytes of space. Now, maybe I can't play the newest games off that hard drive, but I can play a bunch of them. £200 for 1 terabyte? You're having a laugh, mate. Now it's daylight robbery on the other side. Game Pass is daylight robbery for us, the consumer. That external hard drive card is daylight robbery for Xbox. They're out there with their ski mask on, ready to take your money. If you want to grab an Xbox Series S, which I'm sure You probably do, and I think it's a good choice. Link down below. Please use that link as it will help out the channel. It only costs a click to you and won't cost you any more money. So please do that if this video has helped you out in any way. Is it useful? Yes. If you want to play Xbox exclusives, if you want to play next gen games, if you want to play games while saving money using Game Pass, this is extremely useful. It does its job very well and I can recommend it gladly. Is it worth the price? Now, Xbox Series S is currently £249.99 on Amazon. It is more than worth the price. It's a steal. It's the perfect gateway into next gen gaming since the PS5 is hiding out in a cave somewhere and is harder to find on the legal market than Osama bin Laden. Right now, I looked on my phone to see if I could get another Xbox Series S from Amazon, and I can. They are knocking them out, yeah? They are producing them like crack in the 80s, yeah? They know that they need to be out here, and they got the advantage over Sony right about now because you can get the console, and that's so important. That's one of the biggest factors in the choice of whether to get an Xbox or a PS5. The fact that you can get an Xbox Series S kind of beats the PS5 that's super hard to get a hold of. You also get 3 months of Game Pass free if you use the link in the description and buy it from Amazon. Even though I've hardly played it, don't regret my decision to buy the Xbox. And I also bought a Nintendo Switch this year, which was a good decision as well, but I haven't played that in months. I do think the Xbox was the better decision though. And I think it was cheaper and it's a better console. But the Nintendo Switch only wins on its convenience of being able to move around, which I guess is its whole selling point. But this is a Nintendo Switch review video. Let me know if you want one of those in the comment section down below. I'll try and get to that, but honestly, I don't think I've played it enough at this point. The Xbox, however, has given me the ability to play next-gen games, which I really wanted, and it's given me access to an amazing catalog of free games using Game Pass, the Netflix of gaming, which I believe all products should be aiming, or all industries should be looking at how they can become the Netflix of whatever industry they're in, because that's the way the future is going, and Xbox understands that. I'm sure publishers and other consoles hate them for it, but they're moving in the right direction and they're doing it in a way that's great for the consumer, great for me and you. I highly recommend you grab the Xbox now. Now it's time to answer the question I asked you earlier. What are the 2 biggest selling points of the Xbox Series S? Answer is Game Pass is a great deal, and you can actually buy the Xbox Series S on Amazon right now. Those are the 2 biggest selling points. You can get it. And Game Pass is a great deal. If you got any questions or any other videos you want me to make, please let me know in the comment section down below. Check out that video next, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.